Our Collision 2018 coverage is proudly powered by Amazon Prime. Find out all the ways you can benefit from a Prime subscription and get a 30-day free trial by going to collision.live/prime and by audiobooks.com. Get a free trial and a free audiobook to keep at audiobooks.com using promo code TRY70. We mentioned yesterday that we only invited one Collision 2017 company back for Collision 2018, and they are here. Hello.
Howdy.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's been a while.
Yes, it has. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Matthew McCabe. I'm the CEO of Ultimatum Inc.
And your look is very different this year from last year. I feel like you guys were all very purple last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't see any of that right now, which is...
This is actually like our accent color. So we have purple as kind of our main brand color, and then we have blue as well, or teal.
Okay.
Yeah. So we brought the purple jackets. We'll be wearing those on Thursday when you're
on the floor.
On the floor
Got
exhibiting in the beta area.
Makes sense.
Yep.
All right. So go ahead and tell the viewers about Ultimatum.
So Ultimatum is a web platform that allows you to take action on social and political issues using event-based donations to nonprofits. So as an example, I could take a stand with the Me Too movement and make a donation to the National Organization for Women every time Tony Robbins posts something on Twitter. So that's kind of the core idea of the platform. We just started our beta this week. We're very excited about that. We have 20 customers, paying customers on the platform, and over 130 that have signed up. So we'll be adding those customers each week. So yeah, it's an exciting time for us. We're really happy to be here.
I was so excited. Obviously, you and I have stayed in contact.
Yeah.
And I loved this last year.
Mm-hmm.
Steve and I had a great conversation last year. In fact, it's our next interview from last year to run if we have a gap.
Got it.
in
Cool.
our schedule.
Yeah.
It started like 30 seconds in and we turned it off because we came back on.
Yeah.
But I loved this idea, the idea of being able to, for one, like the way you have personally used it is to hold people accountable for what they say.
Exactly.
Which is similar to what the example you gave.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really cool idea. Mm-hmm. Making a donation to a competing ideology based on a Twitter feed or something.
Yeah.
But
it's amazing.
But you could do more than that. You could
we
could use it to I think we talked last year, you could use it to even promote the brand of your nonprofit, and every time somebody tweets with a certain hashtag, maybe one of your corporate partners could donate 10 cents to the organization or whatever, and try and raise awareness for the brand as well as money.
And we actually have a campaign going right now that's supporting Habitat for Humanity in New Orleans.
Nice.
To help with the rebuilding efforts. It's a great nonprofit. I've actually volunteered for them in Albuquerque, where I grew up. But the campaign is anytime someone uses the hashtag #YourUltimatum on Twitter, a donation will be made to Habitat for Humanity.
That's
in
awesome.
New Orleans. Wow. Yeah. So it's
So
like our way of giving back.
Exactly kind of that idea is you can use it to bring awareness and give back all at once.
Exactly. And we do have plans in the future to offer offline actions. So, you could create a campaign around a particular issue that you want your senator to either vote for or against, and say to your senator, if you vote for this bill, I will support you. Or on the flip side, you could say, if you vote for this bill, I will consider voting for your opposition in the next election.
Okay.
Nice.
So, and we'll actually, we're building out dashboards for each campaign and each issue to show, where people stand on these issues. So you can imagine a senator or representative looking at this dashboard to see, where do my constituents lie on this issue?
Oh.
And if they see, 1,000 people have said they're going to consider voting me out of office if I vote yes for this bill, they may think twice about voting for that bill.
Especially if you're in, say, the House. where that
yes,
where that 1,000 is going to make a huge
exactly.
could make a huge difference.
Yeah, yeah. So there are, it's a very flexible platform. Our
Yeah.
first feature is this, if this, then donate. And in the future, we're going to be adding additional features for offline action, other ways that we can automate things. We already have some automation around, every time a charity publishes another resource for people who are homeless, for example, we'll make a donation to that nonprofit, or people who contribute to that campaign will make a donation to that nonprofit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So let's talk about how the campaigns in their current implementation work.
Sure.
So I create a campaign. Am I the only one participating in it? Can other people join it?
Oh,
is it
yeah.
public? Is it private? How does all that work?
Sure. So right now in our closed beta, we're actually creating the campaigns based upon the feedback from our closed beta users.
Okay.
So they'll say, I really want a campaign around this issue, and here's the nonprofit I would like to support.
Okay.
And then we use third-party guidelines such as Charity Navigator ratings,
Okay.
are our primary source to vet the nonprofits, to be sure that they are doing what they say they're going to do, and having an impact in their communities. So how it works is you have a campaign, and you as an individual can contribute to that campaign, even if it's your campaign. You can share that on Facebook. Soon you'll be able to share it on other social media channels, Twitter, LinkedIn, so on. And the idea is you're taking a stand on an issue, saying, I feel so passionately about this, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is.
Right.
And here's what I'm going to do when this happens. So you can invite your friends to join, so they can go to the platform. It's very easy. You just click, take action. You log in right now via Facebook login, and set up your first pledge. It takes 1 to 2 minutes, and then you're done. And it's all automated after that.
Okay.
So every time that thing happens, you'll make a small donation to the nonprofit of your choice.
Okay. So Steve and I talked last year about a nonprofit that I'm involved in.
Yes.
That is, I guess, in just over a month. We've got our 2-year anniversary.
Wow.
And so we could, as the group, we could have you create a campaign for the anniversary event. And maybe every time they use the hashtag, the Drew Project, if somebody uses it somewhere, the people who are participating in the campaign can donate a whatever.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and we could literally do that now. If you want, if you want to take 5 or 10 minutes, or when you have a break, we could set up that campaign.
Okay.
For you.
That's what happens when you're a beta.
I was going to say, I apologize for not responding to the message you sent 2 days ago.
No worries.
The answer is yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
From a business side of things, obviously, if you're doing these transactions, that could be costly. Do you run a sorry about that? Do you process a transaction every time the thing happens, or do you batch them and do a bigger one so you don't
at the
get
end of the month?
Yeah. So what we do is we have a certain threshold. Right now it's $28.
Okay.
So after all of the pledges that you have made on the platform and fulfilled those pledges, once you reach a $28 threshold, we charge your credit card.
Okay.
And frankly, it'd be really annoying to our customers. Every time they make a 50-cent donation because Tony Robbins said something or Donald Trump said something.
Right.
I mean, good Lord, your credit card bill would just be line items of Ultimatum Inc.
Absolutely.
So no, we batch those transactions. After 60 days, if you haven't met that threshold, we charge your card. So that's how it works.
That makes sense.
Because some people, may want to only give $5, $10 a month, which is fine. That's the idea of collective action and collective donations. Yeah.
Because like we talked about last year, it gives you the ability to take money that somebody else was going to decide where it went.
Sure.
And take it back, and you decide the organizations that you feel are most
to put it to
important
to
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is something that no matter what it is that is important to you, I think we all agreed last year for sure that you should at least get to choose what things you support.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and
there's a great way to do it.
I mean, you can, so yeah, because they're donations to a 501c3, one of the things that we want to offer as a feature is you can opt into sharing your personal information with that nonprofit so that they can then issue you as a customer a receipt for your donation. So right now that's not something we have built into the closed beta. Okay. And we frankly want to make that an opt-in feature because some people want to donate and they don't want to get spammed by the ACLU or these nonprofits, some of these nonprofits that have very aggressive marketing campaigns, which I understand why they do it. They're doing it because they need to generate revenues to support their cause.
Exactly.
But sometimes users would rather do an anonymous donation. So
a lot of people do anonymous donations now to organizations just because.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're too good for this planet. Just being honest.
I don't know about that. I mean, this is something.
I feel like I said something similar last year.
I mean, we're really passionate about this. We've been working so hard over the past year since we've been at Collision. We launched our beta. We got accepted, or I got accepted into the Founder Institute accelerator program in San Francisco.
Nice.
Wow.
So I'm working through that. We've added 20 customers to our beta. We have 133 people who've signed up. I mean, it's been a ride. It's been a grind. That's startup life, but it's totally worth it. Like this is what I want to devote my life to.
Yeah.
I am passionate about making an impact, and I want to do that through building a sustainable company that actually helps people and engages them and allows them to take a stand on the issues they care about and actually have an impact. So yeah, it's not about us. It's about empowering other people to take a stand.
For sure. Now, you mentioned building a sustainable company.
Yep.
How do you accomplish that in this environment?
So right now in our closed beta, we are charging a 9% transaction fee.
Okay.
So for every $28 or more transaction that's made, we charge a 9% fee. We're also looking at other potential models. We've vetted like tipping models with our customers, and they actually really like that idea. So we could charge a 0% fee. So all of your money minus just credit card transaction fees would go to the nonprofit, and then you would have the option to tip or tip Ultimatum Inc.
Sure.
Like $1 or $2 to help us build the platform.
Sure.
Because we don't want to be like, we made the conscious decision that we wanted to be a for-profit social enterprise.
Yeah.
Because I've seen in some of my experiences with other businesses and nonprofits that's the most sustainable model. If you're in the nonprofit space, you're constantly looking for funding, and that's like why we exist. Like we're
right, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to be out there trying to find funding so you can help others find funding. That's
right. It would be tough.
Yeah,
it'd be a
indeed.
tough road. Yeah.
And it would draw you guys away from your mission.
Exactly.
Of getting the thing out there and getting more money for these nonprofits. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was curious because you sent me a couple of surveys.
Oh, I did. That's right. So you know all about this.
Yes, indeed. So, I had been curious how some of that had come out, and I was wondering about the tipping thing. So
Well, and
I had a feeling that was going to be, when I saw you had that in there, I had a feeling that was going to be a popular.
It was actually a really popular option. And surprisingly, the majority of people said they would leave a tip, and that tip would be about 10% on average, which is more than what we're charging in a platform fee.
Right.
So we're also, in the very near future, probably even before we open up the beta, we'll be adding an option so that you can cover the fees, so that 100% of your donation goes to the nonprofit of your choice. That was surprisingly, like, people are actually really generous. I mean, people who want to use a platform like this, get it, and they want to be able to maximize their impact, and also make sure that we can continue building this platform and giving them another tool to voice their stand.
One of the things that I noticed over the last 2 years with the Drew project was that people didn't quite know how to give money to a nonprofit. Like that it wasn't an easy or intuitive ability, but people want to help organizations almost universally.
Yeah.
People want to help, and they just don't necessarily know how. And this gives them a way in that is easy and makes sense.
Yeah, and it's also focused not just on the nonprofit, but also on the issue. Like that's where we think we're really differentiating ourselves, is we're focused on the social and political issues that people are having hot discussions on Facebook, on Twitter about, and giving them a way to actually take action on those and to like make an impact and donate to a nonprofit that's going to have an impact on that thing that you care about. So we think this like issue-focused nature of the platform will allow us to increase the donations to nonprofits in a way that, me having like a birthday fundraiser on Facebook for a nonprofit, like it's almost like oversaturated at this point. And it's like, what is, your favorite nonprofit versus another? And, we want to give people a way to actually take action on issues, which leads to impact in the nonprofit space. Yeah.
Very cool. So we're in a private beta right now.
It's closed beta. So private
closed beta.
And if anyone who's watching this is interested, they can sign up at yourultimatum.com. You can sign up for a private beta. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn at yourultimatum. And feel free to shoot us a message. We're actually very responsive. If you message us on Facebook or Twitter, like we will probably respond immediately, because we're kind of crazy that way. We love this idea. We love this company. We want feedback. And that's one last thing I wanted to say is in our closed beta, we're actually looking at things like, what is the best revenue model for us and the most fair to the nonprofits that we're supporting, but will also help us be sustainable. We also want feedback on the kinds of campaigns, regardless of our own personal political views, we want to make sure we're representing a spectrum of different political views and social views. So we love feedback. One of our core values is radical transparency and radical truth. So, if we do something you may not like, we want to know about it, and we can have a conversation about that as a customer and us. So we don't want to be another faceless corp.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You want to have interaction with the people who
Yeah.
are excited about the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is, whether it be the organizations that you're running campaigns for or your organization yourself or what, you want to have an open dialogue.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what the platform's kind of about anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if we were, hiding behind a corporate name or just not listening to feedback from our customers, then we're basically hypocrites at that point. We're not listening to our customers. So that is one thing we're just really passionate about. From day one, we've talked about radical transparency. We talk about it on a daily basis. So yeah, it's one of our big things. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming and talking to us again.
Yes, we appreciate the invite.
Absolutely.
And it's been great keeping up with you. So yeah.
I was excited about this. It was one of my picks to go into the queue for this year from last year. So
well, thank you. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
hopefully,
it was good seeing you guys.
Yeah,
again.
good to see you too. And hopefully Collision will be a success.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Have a good one.